Assalamualaikum. My name is Atikah Azlin. I represent from ID013. My group members are DINNI QISTINA and NURUL HAMIZAH. The topic for our research is perceived credibility and organizational performance at MBO cinemas located in Petaling, Jaya, Selangor. Introduction. According to Gauri Chitra 2017, MBO Cinemas is the third largest cinemas chain in Malaysia after DSC and TGV Cinemas. However, MBO Cinemas is attractive towards customers because of the environments, services provided, and many more. The problem statement. Although MBO cinemas already in the industry since 2005, they are still needed for some improvements to ensure the operation for a long period of time. Regarding the issue that MBO cinemas is facing now, which they are the urge of close according to diagram 2020. The organization must take actions especially in preserving the credibility of the company. The perceived credibility success will bring to a positive and significant relationship with the organizational performance. Therefore, they need to identify the specific factors that might occur. Next, we move to the organization and sector background. MBO Cinema is a short form MCIT box office neighborhood. The product is cinemas. They are in the media entertainment industry. And the competitors are TGV Cinemas and Golden Spray Cinemas. The service offered by MBO Cinemas is movie theatre service, uh, the cinema special halls, and they also provide food and beverage for consumers. MBO Cinemas has 27 branches all around Malaysia. The financial situation during pandemic, they have suffered 55% drop in sales during the first 3 months of the outbreak and no sale at all during the subsequent 3 months. The research objective. Research objective 1. To identify perceived credibility of MBO cinemas at Petaling, Jaya, Selangor. Research objective 2. To determine levels of organizational performance of MBO cinemas at Petaling, Jaya, Selangor. And research objective 3. To examine the relationship between perceived credibility and organizational performance of MBO cinemas at Petaling, Jaya, Selangor. Research question 1. What levels of perceived credibility at MBO Cinema Petaling, Jaya, Selangor? Research question 2. What levels of organizational performance of MBO Cinemas at Petaling, Jaya, Selangor? And research question 3. Is there a relationship between perceived credibility and organizational performance of MBO Cinema at Petaling, Jaya, Selangor? Okay, now the hypothesis of this research is there is a positive and significant relationship between perceived credibility and organizational performance of MBO Cinema at Petaling, Jaya, Selangor. Now, the conceptual framework. In the table shown above, we can see that the conceptual framework on the relationship between perceived credibility and organizational performance of MBO cinemas at Petaling, Jaya, Selangor. Our independent variable is perceived credibility. The moderating variable is organizational size, and dependent variable is organizational performance. Perceived credibility. The definition of credibility is the quality of being trusted and believed in, according to Glenn 2009. Organizational performance is the degree to which the new venture has met its objective in regard to profit margin, return on asset, and return on investments, according to Perry and Son 2010. And organizational size is the structural property of the organization and can be defined in terms of space volume, sales volume, net assets, customers, or the number of persons employed in the organization, according to Robbins and Coulter 2005. Next, For this study, the research design used is quantitative research. Our population, all employees for management team that represent all 27 branch, according Gauri Chitra 2017 of MBO Cinemas in Malaysia. Sample size, 27 employees for management team will be representative of MBO Cinemas located at Petaling, Jaya, Selangor. Source retrieved from rocketreach.co. Sampling frame, sample will be extracted from a list of management team employees or the administrative official of MBO Cinemas at Petaling, Jaya, Selangor. The sampling technique that we use is stratified random sampling. Unit of analysis. Organization. Since the research is to examine the relationship between perceived credibility and organizational performance. Now, validity and reliability. Face validity. In checking the validity of the questionnaires, the supervisor, who is very truth, was consulted a part of subject matter experts as below, which is academic experts for Prof. Dr. Madhya Raja Suzana, knowledge managers and non-knowledge managers. Inter-item consistency. The Cronbach coefficients alpha by Stephanie 2014 will be used to test the reliability coefficient value. This is because the questionnaire are using multiple Likert scale statements. So to measure the scale's reliability, we need to use Cronbach coefficients alpha. Lastly, plan for data analysis. Research objective to identify perceived credibility of MBO cinema. The variable, independent variable, evaluate in terms of its predictive power and to seek how much variance in dependent variable they are able to explain. Measurement on predicting variables of perceived credibility explain scores of variance in organizational performance. Interval scales and the statistic is descriptive statistic. Research objective 2 to determine levels of organizational performance of MBO cinemas. The variable defined as a relative degree as of achievement, intensity or concentration. Measure the levels of organizational performance of MBO cinemas. Interval scales and the statistic is also descriptive statistic. Research objective 3 to examine the relationship between perceived credibility and organizational performance of MBO cinema. Both variables evaluated to seek how much varies in both variables they are explained. Measurement the relationship between perceived credibility and organizational performance explain the scores of variance in organizational performance. Interval scales and statistic is multiple linear regression. That's all for me. Thank you, Prof, for everything. Without you, we are nothing. Thank you.